Okay, in question 1, we have to evaluate a mixed number divided by a fraction. So here it is. We change the mixed number to an improper fraction to get 19 over 5. 5 3s are 15 plus 4 is 19. The next step is to change divide to multiply, and we turn the second fraction upside down. The next step, we can cancel 5 with 10. 5 goes into 5 once, and 5 goes into 10 two times, and we get that. The next step, you multiply the top numbers and multiply the bottom numbers, which gives 38 over 7, and then you divide by 7 to change back into a mixed number, and your answer is 5 and 3 over 7. Okay, that's worth 2 marks. Next question. We want to find the equation of this straight line, and there's a form. The form is y equals mx plus c. Now we know c already because it's equal to 3. It's where the line cuts the y-axis. Now we've got two numbers to make up point A. We put them into this formula. So 9 is y and 2 is x. This is 2 times a number plus 3 makes 9, which means that 6 is the answer to 2 times the number, because 6 and 3 is 9, so this part here has to be 6. So divide by 2 to get m, and there's your answer. M is 3. We already know that c is 3 because that's given there. We've now worked out m is 3, so the answer to this question is y equals 3x plus 3. That's worth 2 marks. Next question. Determine the nature of the roots of this function. It's a quadratic function, so we're going to, what does nature of the roots mean? I'll explain it here. There is an x-axis. This quadratic looks like that. If it comes down under the x-axis, it will have 2 roots. One of them here, one of them here. And that happens when b squared minus 4ac in the quadratic formula is bigger than 0. But maybe it's like this. Maybe it comes down and just touches once. That means we have one real root. When does that happen? It happens when b squared minus 4ac equals 0. And here is the last possibility. It could come down and not touch the x-axis, which means there are no roots because it's not got down to the x-axis. So no real roots when this b squared minus 4ac is less than 0. Let's go up to our function. We need to find a, b and c. Well, a is the first one, that's 1, b is 2 and c is 5. So there you go, 1, 2 and 5. Let's work out b squared minus 4ac with these values, and we get 2 squared minus 4 times 1 times 5, negative 16. That's a negative number, so b squared minus 4ac is less than 0, which means that, therefore, there are no real roots. And that's the nature. There are no real roots to this for this formula. The next question. We have to find this angle up here. We have a circle and a tangent. Now, if it's a tangent, then the angle there has to be 90 degrees. It's a right angle. Here it's 34. We can find this angle because it has to add up to make 90. There it is, 56. Now, if we look at this arc, this angle at the centre makes the arc, it's 56 degrees. But the angle at the circumference is also standing on the same arc, but it's not the same size. It's actually half the size. So we divide 56 by 2, and the answer is 28 degrees is for the angle OBC. Next question. We want to express this quadratic in this square form. So let's take this. The way to do it is we take half of the coefficient of x, which is minus 8, and then we square it. So to complete the square, to make this become a square number, we add, then subtract half the coefficient of x squared. So we take half the number in front of x, that's negative 4, we square it, that's 16, and then we take away 16. So here it is in full, negative 4 squared, take away negative 4 squared, but don't forget we've still got plus 1, so we need plus 1. So tidy it up, x squared minus 8x plus 16 minus 16 equals 1, and now we've got to then see that this thing now will be a perfect square. It's a take away there, so be careful. This says plus, but this has to be a minus, so the answer is going to be x take away 4. The minus 15 comes from these two numbers when you evaluate them, negative 16 plus 1. Now we've got to state the equation of the axis of symmetry of this function. So we know that that's the function. We know it's equal to this, and if we draw it, it goes down like that, and there is the point, the lowest point, the turning point, and it comes from these two numbers there. The first coordinate is 4, and the second coordinate is minus 15. If this was plus 4, it'd be minus 4 here. You have to just change it. If it says minus 4 there, it becomes plus 4 there. So we now want the axis of symmetry. So if we draw a line that cuts it down the middle, there it is. And of course, to get to that line, you've got to go across to the right 4, because x is 4. So the equation of the axis of symmetry is x equals 4. That's worth 3 marks altogether. Next question. We have this graph. Now it's related to the sine graph because it tells you here. So let's put in the sine graph that we know. There's a sine graph. The sine graph has a maximum of 1, but the maximum here is 5, which means we're 5 times what it was, so A will be equal to 5. Now here it cuts the horizontal axis at 180, but here it's been shifted to the right by 20 degrees. 180 go to 200 is 20 degrees. So we've now finished this off by saying that B has to be negative 20. So A is equal to 5 and B equals negative 20. It becomes the opposite of, so when you shift to the right, then you've got to take away 20, not add 20. It's a bit confusing because they say add. The answer is actually take away. It would be add if we moved everything to the left, but it's going to the right. 2 marks for that. Question 7. A political candidate wins an election, and that's the votes they get, but that's only 40% of all the votes. How many people voted altogether? Well, 40% represents this. We can work out 10%. That's divided by 4, so divide this by 4 gives you 4,100. We want everybody, all the votes, so that's 100%. Let's multiply the last one by 10. So multiply the answer by 10, 41,000 votes. And there you go, 41,000 people voted altogether. Okay, question 8. We want to find the area of the sector. Now, it's not a full circle. You should know that a full circle area formula is pi r squared. Now, we've got an angle that's 300 degrees. Pi r squared would be 360 degrees because that's the angle in a circle. So to find the area of a sector, there's the law. We put the angle over 360 and we multiply it by pi r squared. I've changed r into 6 because it's there in the question. Use your now we've got to multiply this out without a calculator, paper 1. So you can cancel that by dividing by 10. You can square 6 to get 36. Now this 36 is up, that 36 is down. You can cancel and you're left with 30 times pi. And to multiply pi by 30, it says pi is 3.14, so it's 30 times 3.14. The best way to do that is to multiply it by 10, which is to move the point one place. That's 31.4, and then multiply 31.4 by 3, and there's your final answer, 94.2. Okay, we'll leave it there for now.